the number one locked up in a 7-team district. That means they'll get the bye. I asked Coach Brent Eckley, first year in the offense, do you want reps? Would you rather play, or is the bye better for you? And he said, I always think a bye is better. He says, we want to get healthy. We want a little rest. Here's an attack between the guards this time as Farmington takes it straight up the gut, and Hudson Buchanan gains 4.
Guys, another team that pretty much has their first seed locked up, that would be up the road with Festus. They're playing Jackson tonight. That's just a very curious matchup. It's 14-7 Jackson.
Well, as you say that, Mike, Hudson Buchanan goes around the right side untouched for 52 yards. Farmington got that thing blocked up, and Buchanan made it pay off for 6 more points. A 52-yard touchdown run for Hudson Buchanan. He's got 63 total yards rushing, and the Knights once again strike with a big play, and they go on top 13-6 with just 48 seconds remaining in the first quarter. A couple of the things that I've noticed on the big touchdown plays, Coach, is that neither Knight was touched, and it really wasn't close. The blocking sealed it that time after opening it for McCarthy on the first touchdown.
Opened the big hole, and it was just nobody from Central even came close to catching him. I mean, he just, as they're going down the field, they just increased the distance.
The extra point sails through for McCarthy, and let's take a look at that touchdown run, and Coach, in particular, the blocking on this play.
Everybody gets their assigned man, and like I said, he just outruns Central. As you can see in the picture there was no one within 10 yards of him when he hit pay dirt.
Well done by Hudson Buchanan right there on the run. Hudson Buchanan, the guy filling in for the starting running back for Farmington, Coy Fripp, who is out with a finger injury. Actually had a portion of his finger ripped clean off of the bone, essentially is what happened. So they're not sure if he'll be able to kind of find a cover or a wrap and maybe get back for the playoffs, or it's just a kind of under evaluation.
That's twice you've referred to that injury, and that's it. No more. I don't want to hear about it anymore. It just sounds horrible.
Little graphic for
it just sounds horrible.
August Black grabs it at the 8-yard line. He's going to sail clear across the field to the right side, try to turn that corner. He does get there, but he's wedged out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Well, it's two different styles going on right now, but it's a one-score game with 40 seconds left. And, Mike, you see Central just kind of churning down the field. We're going to push that line of scrimmage. And Farmington says, we'll spread you out, we'll block you up, and we'll send our athletes through.
It would get really interesting from a Central perspective if they ever get behind by 2 scores. Do you continue with that philosophy, or do you change it all? Because it works right now when it's a one-score game, and you know they want to do exactly on this drive what they did on their previous one.
Mm-hmm. And they'll run those tight splits, those double tight ends, those extra linemen, those extra blockers. And in the backfield, it's Black and Karis Foster. Black gets it straight up the gut. It's a good gain of 6 yards, but a flag thrown in the middle of it.
Central's run 20 offensive plays, and I think Farmington has run 6 so far.
Isn't that weird?
It's just how explosive are they?
This is what Coach Eckley did at Jackson. I mean, same type of explosiveness. The difference, though, Coach, and I talked with Coach Eckley this week about this, for the first time in his career, through the first 9 games, as the penalty scoots Central back 10 yards, this has been an offense that has more rushing yards than passing yards. And Coach Eckley, early in his career, had quarterbacks like Eric Zerniski at Montgomery County, who still stands very high in the record books in the state of Missouri for passing. He had Jordan Webb at Union, who was a Division I quarterback, and they passed the ball a lot. Yeah. But they've run so effectively this year.
Coach Eckley was pretty well one of the big innovators of the spread offense. I know that Coach Weiler spent some time with him and got a lot from him what we used to do at St. Genevieve. And anyhow, I can remember watching Union on film. It was just incredible running that fast offense like that. People spread all over the field, and it was fun to watch. the next thing you know, everybody's doing it.
It's just, and the spread from there.
Yes.
And you're right, everybody was doing it for a while. And now you kind of have a mix. Final play of the first quarter. We'll take a timeout ourselves. 14-6, Farmington leading Central. We're back after this on Parkland Sports Live.
When comfort matters, count on Capayas Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Capayas, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit capayasheatingandcooling.com today. Capayas Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
Farmington leading Central at the end of one. Back for our second quarter here on Parkland Sports Live. Coming up at the half, our Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center halftime show. Mike Reeves will have a talk with Corey Schweiss. A quick chat as he heads off the field. We'll hear from Brent Eckley on the other side of that halftime show. Central's got the football here with a 2nd and 16, and they'll bring in their quarterback, Brody Pigg, on these long yardage situations. So they just shift from one offense to another, and a long throw down the field over here to Nick Fowler, but he is covered by two Knights on the play. Owen Barron and Kendall Wright had him in a bracket. There was not a good chance for a catch there.
Just single receiver out, everybody else stayed in, maximum blocking, and just kind of overthrew him a little bit. Like you said, Farmington had that well defended with two. They had a corner and a safety right there with him.
Central, a loss to Valley 2 games ago. They led at the half, but then what a win for them against Dexter, 4th ranked in the state, undefeated at the time. And 22-21, they knocked off Dexter. And August Black with a game-saving tackle to 4-yard line on the final play of the game for Devin Turnbow. A great running back for Dexter. Here's a pass out to Karis Foster on the left side, in and out of his hands and incomplete. Brings up a 4th down, and you would think a punting situation.
Tried a little screen out there, and he didn't get his hands on it.
The Knights losing at Festus last week, they actually got the ball back with 50 seconds left in that game, drove down the field, and had an incomplete pass in the end zone in the final play. That's how close that one was.
Explosive. Well, we kept getting updates throughout the game last week between Dexter and Park Hills.
We've got an update, Coach, from St. Genevieve this week, right? As the Central picks up a good hop here. A good game over at St. Genevieve with a couple of state-ranked teams.
Yeah, it's down in Crothersville. St. Jen's leading 7-0 after one quarter.
Okay, both of those teams 7-1. St. Genevieve ranked 9th in Class 3, and Crothersville the 7th-ranked team in Class 2. So good competition there. Farmington's got the football back. I don't know if there's time enough right now in the middle of the first half to make adjustments, but the Knights' offense has been explosive, and Central's had a hard time shutting down those big plays.
Farmington's speed has really stood out on their offense so far.
They'll go up the gut right here, give it off to Buchanan, and Central demonstrating some strength right there. Counteracting that Farmington speed with the strength. Rodney Greenwald, who I thought played a tremendous game last week, comes up with the tackle, and no gain on the play for Buchanan. Buchanan had a 52-yard touchdown run the last time he touched the ball. 4 wides to the right, 1 man off to the left side. Tinsley looks to the right side, gets it to his seam receiver, Walker Lott.
A little bubble screen out there, picked up a couple.
Walker Lott has caught a couple of balls tonight for 11 yards. 70 yards passing for Tinsley so far. And Central lined up well on that one. A 3rd and 8 for the Knights. 2 wide receivers to the left side along with a wing back there. That'll be a wide receiver close to the line. And Walker Lott tucks himself in beside his quarterback, and becomes the running back in this formation. Tinsley rolls to the left side, fires out, and a nice throw on the run just outside of that first down marker to Nolan Blankenship, and a gain of 11 yards. They say Tinsley actually throws better on the run. They like him moving around. Plus, he becomes an immediate run threat for them as well.
I mean, you got to guard against that, and they're coming up and formed a little pocket there for him to throw the ball in.
Farmington goes fast, and a sidearm flip that time by Tinsley. He drops down and goes submarine that time to McCarthy for a 14-yard gain.
But Tinsley's really got a quick release on that ball there. He sidearmed that one. Strong arm.
Whew. And the last thing that you want if you're Central is for Farmington to get in one of those rhythms, because then it's like they're driving downhill. The Knights all looking over to the sideline, so a little bit of a pause as they look for the play call. They'll send two wides to the right with a wingback tight end and a wide receiver off to the left side as well. That's Isaac Fripp. 1st and 10 for the Knights at the 42-yard line of Central, and they give it up the gut this time. So a good, strong gain for the Knights on the running play to Walker Lott, and a gain of 11 yards. 1st and 10 for the Knights. They've got it, the 34 of Central. Well, I like how they're mixing the pass and the run here.
They hit the inside there, and that time it really worked out good. They picked up 11.
Play action fake to Lott. Tinsley looking down the field. He's looking long to the right side, just over the outstretched hands of Isaac Fripp. But a nice job by the secondary that time. August Black in coverage. And at the beginning of the year, Coach Slice said, I feel like our secondary is really the strength of our team. He loves the coverage skills of his guys. August Black, Nick Fowler on the corners. Karis Foster and Brady Schweitzer the safeties.
They do a good job covering as well as coming up and stopping the run. I've seen them lay some big hits on some backs.
So a 2nd and 10 for the Knights. They get a block-off tackle to the left side, and another big run right here. Not a touchdown this time, but nearly so. From the 30-yard line all the way down to the 4, it's a gain of 26 yards, and here's a look at it.
First down for the Knights.
Quick. Not only quickness, but he's got some speed to go along with it. Heck of a run by Farmington.
Walker Lott right there. They bring Buchanan in right here, but Farmington jumped early. So that'll scoot them back 5 yards. They've split carries a little bit too. Walker Lott with 37 yards rushing on just 2 carries. Hudson Buchanan has 4 carries for 63 yards rushing. And they haven't even really got Tinsley involved yet. He's their leading rusher on the year from the quarterback position.
He showed a little bit of it that first touchdown.
Yeah, he did.
Was called back.
Went 85 yards.
Yeah, he's giving it to everybody else tonight so far.
Here's Buchanan in the backfield, and the keeper from Tinsley to the 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's in. It's a 10-yard touchdown run by Tatum Tinsley. I guess that was right on cue, Coach.
Yes, he heard you talking about him. He hadn't done anything, so he thought, well, I'll show Chad.
Take a look at this hole, Coach, on the replay. And to me, this has been one of the big differences in the game are the holes that the Farmington backs have been able to run through and around.
It's just the weapons that they've got. I mean, they spread things out so much. They faked the ball up the middle there. They ran the option, and Tinsley kept it like he did that big play earlier.
A lot of room to run through as McCarthy comes on for the extra point and sails it up and in. So 9:09 remaining in the second quarter. 21-6 advantage for the Knights. We'll head to the field when we come back after this on Parkland Sports Live.
Looking for your next car, truck, van, or SUV? Point to Pettis. At Pettis Automotive, service, affordability, and selection are more than just words. They're the foundation of everything they do. You'll see the selection when you drive by any of their 3 locations. You'll feel the affordability when you talk to their experienced sales team. And you'll love the service every time you come in for maintenance. New or pre-owned, from Farmington to Fredericktown to DeSoto, point to Pettis. Visit PettisAuto.com. point to Pettis.
Farmington on top 21-6. Kickoff coming up, and we see those holes kind of develop. Mike Reeves, you're down there kind of in the midst of it, seeing the blocks actually being made, and these Farmington backs are having some wide open holes to run through.
And there's two things that are going on there. First of all, the blocks that are obvious, but secondly, reading those and then getting through them. And I loved on that play, if you watched Tinsley, right to the last minute, had the defense honoring the possibility of the pitch.
Yeah.
Right up until he was at the 5-yard line, they still had to wonder if he was going to pitch it or not. But the holes, yeah, guys, talked about it earlier. They're scoring touchdowns and being untouched doing so. That's a credit to the blocking that's up front that's getting that job done.
They're getting the job done, Mike. And, you know, the thing about it is those kids are quick. And then once they make their initial cuts or whatever, or make their cuts, they got the wheels speed to get into the end zone before Central can react and tackle them.
Central's done a nice job of powering down the field, trying to shove those linemen backwards. But Farmington does it a little different way, Coach. They spread you out. They find angles. They utilize athletic linemen and create holes in a little different manner. Central with the Wildcats offense. Once again, the tandem backs in the backfield. And they get a little bit of movement out of that line, and Karis Foster noses it forward for a 3-yard gain. 45 yards rushing for Karis Foster. He's got the touchdown to his credit. Nick Fowler checks in. Great job on the replays, of course, by Jacob Towers here at Parkland Sports Live, and a great job of capturing the video on that by Wyatt Colley. These guys do such a marvelous job for us each and every game. 2nd and 7 for Central. Here's that tandem backfield with August Black. Shove it forward for 4 yards.
Forward for 4, yep.
Number 30, Nick Fowler with the carry. Brought down by number 55.
And this is kind of old school football.
It's like we talked about last week. It's what Farmington, or not Farmington, but what Fredericktown used to do. That was their offense. They ran a double wing. They'd motion a guy, and their linemen were shoe to shoe, and they had some outstanding blockers up front. They, you know, in a cloud of dust, 4, 5, 6 yards, and marched the ball down the field.
Was that the Kent Gibbs era?
Yes,
yeah.
That was Kent Gibbs era.
Had some good teams, didn't they?
Yes.
Farmington stacks the line right here. Foster tries to bounce it to the outside, but Owen Barron came off the corner and shut the thing down. Did he grab his helmet, though? We'll take a look at that replay. Yeah. Here's another look at it. Pretty easy for you to see there, Mike. So Farmington running a blitz scheme right there. They were set up well, and you could see that pretty clearly on the replay.
He knew what he did right away. He got up and it's like, oh, darn, what did I do?
It's one of those things, too, defensively, Coach, where he did everything right.
Yes.
He just happened to grab the mask at the wrong time there.
Not on purpose, but his hand ended up there, and he knew whenever he did it, he did the wrong thing.
Central could play a variety of people next week. Central currently stands 4th in Class 3 District 1. Dexter's at the top of the thing. Central beat them. Central beat Potosi, who's right in front of them. Central could be anywhere from the 1 to the 2 to the 4, and maybe probably not the 5. Probably 1, 2, or 4 is what they're looking at as August Black runs through to the middle and gets a good push by his offensive front on a gain of 5. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Central. It'll be interesting to see what happens with North County.
Yes.
We pretty much, Farmington's got that 1 seed locked up.
The people up the state association got a long night ahead of them figuring out who's going to be in what place and who's going to be playing who. All unfold, and you'll be able to check it out on the Mission website in the morning.
Mm-hmm. 2nd and 5. Black and Foster in the Wildcats offense for Central. And this time it's Karis Foster. And Foster showing some good drive right there. He gains 4 yards, brings up a 3rd and 1. They'll take this all day. 4 yards for Foster. He's got 49 yards rushing. August Black with 29 yards rushing. And the clock continuing to tick, tick, tick for them. 6:40 remaining in the second quarter. If the Rebels, Coach, can melt 5 minutes here, 5.5 minutes, and score and be within a 1-score game, they'll have to be thrilled with that first half.
Definitely.
Because that's a capital I and a capital F. I mean, they still have 45 yards to go, but still.
They're moving the ball, though.
They are. Farmington bringing 10 guys within 5 yards of the ball with one safety who's 7 yards off the ball. If Fowler could pop that, he'd be gone. But he does gain 8 yards right there. I mean, the Knights are selling out at the line of scrimmage, and still Central's able to shove them off the ball.
Again, they've got everybody up in the box. If one of Central's backs happen to break through untouched, Farmington might have the wheels to catch them, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. That time I thought he was going to break free and go.
Bryce Busenbark coming off the field. There's Jackson Tinsley at that safety spot. And you've got 22 guys within 5 yards of the ball right here. This is August Black. He tries to head up the middle, and this time he gets swallowed. Good work by that Farmington defensive front that time. And coming up off the bottom of that pile is Wyatt McDowell. McDowell will play along the linebacker spot. He'll come down on the line sometimes as well. Gain of a pair by Black. And a 2nd and 8. Just two. This is why I enjoy the NFL a lot. I like watching the best players play this game. But I think the NFL is, wow, what a hit. I think the NFL is largely a copycat league. And there's a big hit by Caleb Leask driving August Black, or that was Nick Fowler back on a gain of a yard. But I really enjoy the high school and the college games because of the variety. I like seeing different ways of going about it.
You never know what you're going to see on any given Friday night. Coaches coming up with something different, something new that they're going to try, and then if it's successful and it works, and it's exciting, and you get some good football games.
Plus, sometimes you go into a game knowing the other team probably has better athletes, and you have to find a way to overcome that.
Neutralizers, as it's called.
Yeah. 3rd and 7 for Central. Looking for enough yardage, perhaps to go for it on 4th. The timeout by the Rebels. 4:21 remaining in the second quarter. 21-6. Farmington leads, but Central pushing it. We're back after this on Parkland Sports Live.
Looking for top quality custom sportswear and activewear? Look no further than Nouveau Athletic. Nouveau Athletic blends innovative design with affordability, revolutionizing activewear for athletes, teams, and enthusiasts alike. From affordable, high-quality team practice wear to specialty sublimated activewear, Nouveau Athletic has grown to become a leader in sportswear and the industry, especially in cheer. Nouveau Athletic, where passion meets quality in every stitch.
For Nouveau Athletic custom apparel locally, contact Tia Cunningham at 573-701-6015.
We'd like to thank our sponsors here on Parkland Sports Live. They allow us to bring you football games all year long here on Parkland Sports Live. They include Busenbark Flooring and Trailer Sales, Hearing Care Partners, Everest Counseling, and Nouveau Athletic. Also, Hub's Pub in Bonne Terre. You can go to a watch party at Hub's Pub in Bonne Terre. You can watch our games on Parkland Sports Live right there. Get your favorite drinks and food and terrific service at Hub's Pub in Bonne Terre. So we appreciate our sponsors for allowing us to do this for you, and we have a great time doing it. August Black goes off tackle left side, so they move the hole a little bit, and they're able to push it across the 30 and gain 4 yards and bring up a 4th and, I think, fair to say, manageable here.
Yes.
Ball placed right at that 30-yard line. The Farmington defense certainly facing a physical challenge. And on the other side, Central's kind of in chase mode on defense.
We may see a new wrinkle here.
I think this is the first one. Or I guess they had a couple on their first drive, didn't they?
Yeah, kind of a conventional here.
So Brody Pigg
back in
with 2 wide receivers to each side and a timeout. Corey Swice says we did either not line up right there or we were not running that right.
Or Farmington didn't line up the way they were supposed to, one of the two. Something didn't look right.
Something didn't look right for him. 3:35 remaining in the first half. 21-6 Farmington. We'll be back with the 4th down right after this on Parkland Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Melton with Hearing Care Partners. Hearing loss doesn't just affect your ears, it impacts conversations, relationships, and daily life. Do you catch yourself nodding along but missing the words? Are you straining to hear in crowded spaces? Don't ignore these signs. If you notice them, come see us. At Hearing Care Partners, our expert team makes it easy to find personalized solutions. A simple test could change everything. Visit hearingcarepartners.com to book your free hearing evaluation today. At Hearing Care Partners, we listen so you can hear.
So Brody Pigg remains in the game for Central on a 4th and 3. First down marker at the 27-yard line of Farmington. Pigg puts 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. It's the same alignment that we saw before the timeout. A little motion by Karis Foster to the left side. Then comes on the slant route, and he had the ball hit his hands behind him at the 26-yard line. Would have been enough for a first down.
Yeah.
They schemed it up pretty well, but the pass was just a little behind.
A little bit behind, and Foster had a little bit of trouble stopping and reaching back and catching that ball.
So 3:32 remaining in the first half. And, time really not a lot of a factor in Farmington's drives. They score quick now.
Last time they ran probably about 9-10 plays to get pay dirt.
Twins to the right, one to the left side, and Buchanan has it, trying to take it around that right edge, does so, slams it up ahead for a 14-yard gain. And once again, the blocking. Buchanan putting together a nice first half. He's got 77 yards rushing in this first half. So his job has been to take over for Coy Fripp, who's injured, and he's done a terrific job doing it. A sidearm sling to the right side to Lout. Lout was captured at the line of scrimmage, and he managed to spin his way forward for a 5-yard gain.
Chad, you don't always get drives in the first half that might be the one that can tilt the game and make it almost, I won't go out of reach. Because do you feel like if Farmington scores here, they've come very close to putting it away in the first half?
A bit of a backbreaker, wouldn't you say, Mike, if they can pull this off right here. And they have a huge play on the left side. This is Walker Lout, tucks it tight, gets across the 20, and gains 32 yards down the left side. Here's a look at that play, folks. So Lout takes it around that left side. And once again, a common theme, he's not touched until he goes down at the 28.
Well, it almost looks kind of funny. I mean, his arm is not swinging. It looks like he's got a baby tucked in that arm. But, boy, he turns on the afterburner.
Got it high and tight, right, like you teach it?
Heck of a run.
The clock ticking at 2:20 remaining in the second quarter. And I agree with you, Mike. A score here by Farmington will make it awful tough on Central. Now, we say all that. Farmington was down 3 scores entering the fourth quarter last year. So you never do know. Here's Walker Lout through the middle of that pile. Knights have gotten most of their success running to the outside, a few up the middle. For Central, of course, they're shoving everything up the gut. A gain of 4 yards right there.
Brought down by number 56.
Lout and Buchanan putting together fantastic first halves. 77 yards rushing for Buchanan and 73 for Lout. So the Knights are on pace anyway for a couple of 100-yard rushers tonight. It was McCarthy that ran for 144 last year in this meeting on only 11 carries. Minute and a half remaining in the first half. 2nd and 6 for the Knights. Lout going around the right edge. Slams it down to the 14. A first down and more on a gain of 8 yards. And now 81 yards rushing for Walker Lout. Well, we saw Coy Fripp earlier on when we covered these Knights, and Coy, he's got a nice burst and a nice wiggle, but these guys are tough runners as well. They read the blocks well, they get to their holes well, and more than anything, to me, the offensive line has just been the difference.
Their kids are getting on Central's defensive linemen and staying with their blocks, and their Farmington's backs are just cutting off of them, and very impressed with their offensive.
This is Lout. Lout takes it through the guards. Good work by Central collapsing there. A lay flag. Coming off the bottom of the pile is Wesley Williams. Central getting tough right there, but we'll see what the flag is about.
Face mask.
So that'll be a half distance. And the Knights will operate very near the goal line now. So just a couple of yard infraction, but Knights looking at this 1st and goal at the 35-second mark. They can continue to let that tick down, and the Knights still have all 3 of their timeouts available, so they have really utter control of this clock right here. Lout getting the carry, and he dances straight into the end zone, a 2-yard touchdown run by Walker Loud, and the Knights feel like that they have taken complete control of this ball game here. 6th carry for Loud. He's got 83 yards rushing. And the Knights offensive line once again blasts a hole in the defensive front for the Rebels.
Farmington's kind of spreading things around a bit. They've scored 4 touchdowns by 4 different people already in the first half.
Boy, how fun is that? Like, who wouldn't want to play on a team like that? Here's a kick that sails through for McCarthy. Farmington 28, Central 6. 21 seconds remaining in the first half. We're back after this on Parkland Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Brandon Byington with RE/MAX Best Choice. I'm a proud sponsor of the Parkland area sports. If you love the Parkland as much as I do, I'd love it if you would give me the opportunity to help you find the perfect Parkland property. You can contact me today at 573-747-5349.
Go Raiders.
And here's another look at that touchdown, Coach, that put Farmington eventually on top, 28-6.
Taking off for the Knights.
Tinsley he's a tough runner. He gets on, makes contacts made, he just keeps on pushing back.
Yeah, Lout is
strong.
Not okay. And
I think that's one of the things that's helped Farmington's kids is they live throughout the season. Well, like you talked about the running back hurting his finger, he did it lifting weights, and I think that's very important for kids to do during the season. I know a lot of times coaches really focus on that during the off season, whereas continue and maintain that strength throughout the season.
Just 19 seconds remaining. Is there another philosophy then that some coaches will back off of that to try to not wear guys out or something?
I think it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
I don't know if Farmington will lift before or after. In the mornings, a lot of schools will bring their players in the mornings during the season and lift in the mornings. And when I was coaching, we'd always had a coach there about 6:30 in the morning trying to get the kids in there to lift during the season like that. So it's one of these deals where you got to put in a lot of time if you want to be successful.
8 yards for August Black on the final play of the first half. Halftime score 28-6. Mike Reeves down on the field, and we'll get the thoughts of Corey Schweiss as he'll take his Rebels into the locker room for the halftime discussion.
We'd like to give a special shout out to our amazing sponsors.
Some positives, certainly. They were able to move that line of scrimmage, but the scoreboard on the side of the Knights right now. Corey Schweiss asking a few items from the officials right here before he heads off to the locker room.
Four Towns Company, Kurt and Jolie Bosch, Canyon Concrete.
And Mike, we'll turn it over to you.
Guys, thank you so much. You had some moments offensively, but only that one good drive, and you haven't been able to do much to slow them down. Your thoughts on that half?
Yeah, not a very good half. Obviously having a little trouble with some things I thought we'd have trouble with, missing our 2 outside linebackers against what they're doing. But we're gonna have to go in there and try to get better for sure.
Talk to you afterwards.
All right, thanks.
Guys, we'll make that quick. Back to you. And a lot of discussion with the officials. Believe me, let me say this: he is not in any way.
Tonight, Nightline will be performing.
Officials, he is thinking along the lines of there's a couple in that RPO, and he said they're holding. So he said, but don't take that. The officials are causing. Officials defense doesn't really right now have the answers for what Farmington is trying to do, but he'd like to get that he can get as well. That's what that discussion with the officials was about.
All right, we take a timeout now. Your Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center halftime show coming up.
Why do so many people like working at the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center?
The pay is awesome. What we do for our clients is awesome. The coworkers that we have, the staff, everybody is just, they're all welcoming.
I feel very supported. It's a great network of people that we have working here. We really work together, I think, to try to improve the lives of those that we serve.
The insurance is phenomenal. The cost is minimal. They're good to us, and the benefits are so great, you can't beat it.
Apply today.
When comfort matters, count on Capayas Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Capayas, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit capayasheatingandcooling.com today. Capayas Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
Looking for your next car, truck, van, or SUV? Point to Pettis. At Pettis Automotive, service, affordability, and selection are more than just words. They're the foundation of everything they do. You'll see the selection when you drive by any of their 3 locations. You'll feel the affordability when you talk to their experienced sales team. And you'll love the service every time you come in for maintenance. New or pre-owned, from Farmington to Fredericktown to DeSoto, point to Pettis. Visit pettisauto.com. Point to Pettis.
Do you often ask others to repeat themselves? Is the TV volume creeping up higher? Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Melton, and it could be time to have your hearing checked. Hearing loss happens gradually, making it hard to notice. At Hearing Care Partners, we offer thorough hearing evaluations that uncover even subtle changes in your hearing over time. Early detection can improve your hearing and your life. Start prioritizing your hearing today. Schedule your appointment now at hearingcarepartners.com. At Hearing Care Partners, we listen so you can hear.
Since 1941, Busenbark Flooring has been Southeast Missouri's trusted name in flooring. This family-owned business features top-quality carpet, tile, and hardwood, along with countertops, kitchens, and bathrooms, all with expert installation. Need to haul it? Busenbark Trailer Sales has you covered. Come see the large selection of dump trailers, equipment haulers, goosenecks, livestock trailers, and more. Visit busenbarkflooring.com and busenbarktrailersales.com, or stop by and see everything at the Fairgrounds exit on Highway 67.
Looking for top quality custom sportswear and activewear? Look no further than Nouveau Athletic. Nouveau Athletic blends innovative design with affordability, revolutionizing activewear for athletes, teams, and enthusiasts alike. From affordable, high-quality team practice wear to specialty sublimated activewear, Nouveau Athletic has grown to become a leader in sportswear and the industry, especially in cheer. Nouveau Athletic, where passion meets quality in every stitch.
For Nouveau Athletic custom apparel locally, contact Tia Cunningham at 573-701-6015.
Life can feel like an uphill climb, but no one has to face it alone. Everest Counseling, based in Farmington, has been empowering individuals and families for over 20 years, offering support through life's toughest challenges. Specializing in at-risk youth and serving rural communities, the experienced and compassionate team provides the guidance and the tools necessary to thrive. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, trauma, family conflicts, or just need someone to talk to, Everest Counseling provides personalized services to meet your needs. Contact Everest Counseling today at 573-330-4452. Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling has the equipment and know-how to get that job done right. They dig basements, ponds, lakes, roads, and clearings and haul in the rock. Check out Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling's commercial work at Domino's in Farmington and Fredericktown and Leadbelt Motorsports. Call Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling today at 701-3258. That's 701-32.
It's the memories made during a weekend with the girls, a family adventure, or a Sunday stroll in historic downtown. At First State Community Bank, we have a strong passion for small business owners and the students and families who live, work, and play here. Our passion for them runs deep because this is our community too. First State Community Bank. Success starts here.
Hi, I'm Brandon Byington with RE/MAX Best Choice. I'm a proud sponsor of the Parkland area sports. If you love the Parkland as much as I do, I'd love it if you would give me the opportunity to help you find the perfect Parkland property. You can contact me today at 573-747-5349.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight on Parkland Sports Live. Final week of the regular season. Everybody wants to be playing their best headed into the playoffs. Farmington looking sharp tonight here against the Central Rebels. Our halftime score 28-6. Farmington leading Central. It's been a good series, a renewed series. They used to play back when they were in the same conference all the time. Big pause and then resumed that rivalry. But they've split their last 8 games. But Farmington up tonight by 3 scores anyway. We'll take a look at the halftime numbers, get coaches' thoughts here on the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center halftime show. Southeast Missouri Mental Health, providing mental health services since 1903 in Farmington, serving over 350 patients with over 1,000 employees, one of the largest employers in St. Francis County and growing. Find out how you can become part of the family by scheduling an interview today at dmh.mo.gov or call 573-218-6800. Get a hold of my good friend at HR Rick Apias. Good dude over there. All right, let's take a look at these numbers now. And, Coach, the first look at the numbers, I think, looks pretty good for the Rebels because they have essentially 2 running backs that they run. And you've got August Black with 11 carries and 43 yards. Karis Foster with 7 carries and 49 yards. So you say, hey, we have 2 backs that really are online for 100 yards tonight. Pretty good.
Yeah, you double their rushing totals, and they're closing in on 100 yards. They get a nice run here or there. The second half, they're both able to eclipse 100 yards rushing this game.
Problem for the Rebels is they don't have much outside of that. Nick Fowler has 5 carries for 13, and the Rebels have only 20 passing yards. So their offense has been, pretty much up the middle. Yeah. And and I know the old adage is, hey, if you do gain 3 yards every time you run the ball and make a play, you're going to win the game. But the problem is, sometimes you don't. Or maybe there's a play that you don't gain any yards. And it's just a tough way to go about doing business sometimes.
Yeah, and then a couple of times they've had to punt the ball away. As soon as Farmington gets their hands on it, it's kind of like, hey, let's do what we've been practicing all week and take her to the barn, and boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, they're in the end zone.
Knights have been without their starting running back, Coy Fripp, but they have a couple of runners, Coach, that are even closer to 100 yards. They've split the carries very well. Hudson Buchanan, with only 5 carries, he's got 77 yards. Walker Lout with 6 carries. He has 83 yards. Now, Tatum Tinsley ripped off an 85-yard run right at the beginning of the ballgame. It was called back on a hold, so don't count that. He's got 1 rush for 10 yards. By the way, that was a touchdown. Tinsley is thrown for 110 on the evening. He is 6 out of 8, and he is also thrown for a touchdown. That was a 59-yarder to Josh McCarthy, who leads the receiving corps with 2 catches and 73 yards. 1 grab for Blankenship at 11 yards and a couple for Walker Lout, actually 3 for 16 yards. Something that you brought up that I'd like to touch on, Coach, during our Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center halftime show is Farmington has 4 touchdowns, and they have come from 4 different people. And in talking with Brent Eckley over the years, that is literally part of his philosophy, the fact that he wants to get everybody involved. He wants this guy to score. He wants this guy to score. He wants this guy to contribute. He says the more guys having success, the more fun we have, the more fun you have playing football, the harder you're going to work and the better the team's going to be.
Exactly. I mean, make it a team sport. Of course, your offensive linemen, they've got to take some personal gratification. If they're blocking away and you score a bunch of rushing touchdowns, those guys got to, smugly do it. And, a good back will credit his offensive lineman. And, a good quarterback will credit his receivers. And, just spread it around or whatever. And football's a big team sport or whatever. But, if you can get a bunch of guys in the scoring column, names in the scoring column in a game like that, it makes a lot of fun. Everybody works as hard. It's not a one guy. Your quarterback's not doing the most work in the off season or during practice. Everybody's working, and like I said, you make it a big team thing. And these guys who don't have their names in the stat columns or whatever, make sure that they get a little bit of press through the media, either by radio or ink in the paper or
Parkland Sports Live.
They're Parkland Sports Live. Yes, we probably need to go down the line and credit all of Farmington's offensive linemen.
I'll tell you what, if the game ended right now, the offensive line gets the Domino's Pizza Player of the game, I think.
I'd go along with that. I mean, who are you going to give it to? Tinsley's done a great job. The other guys, receivers, Buchanan's done a great job. Loud, very impressed with him running the ball. But who are you going to give it to? You can't pick one of those guys. So, hey, those guys up front are either pass protection or run blocking. Give it to that offensive line.
Let's name them, right? Isaac Owens, Scott Fripp, Matt Canterbury, Connor Farrell, and Jackson Boyd. And here's what I find kind of interesting is that Central's employing, as you described, that wedge blocking technique, and that's drive blocking, right? I'm going to try to hit my man, drive him off the ball. For Farmington, yes, they're drive blocking, but they're really doing it with angles and athleticism and moving laterally and finding those holes and sealing off.
Well, they've got their normal splits. I mean, usually an offensive lineman's going to have about a 3-foot split there, and their kids are quicker off the ball, getting on somebody and staying with somebody, whereas, the Wildcats, plural, formation that who was it? Mike deemed that a while ago.
Yeah.
Was Mike?
Yeah, that was Mike.
Mike deemed it the Wildcats, plural formation. It's just a matter of shoe to shoe, block down, have their lead backs, either 2 or 3 of them, block or kick out, and, get what they can. But basically the same thing. You got to get on somebody and drive block, but it's kind of a tale of two different kind of offenses.
You used a term that let's talk a little about and explain to people. You use the term splits, and that refers to how far away each lineman is from the other one foot to the other. Now, under the original air raid offense, Mike Leach and Hal Mumme came up with that. Splits were gigantic, but you were talking about offensive linemen that were 300 to 330 pounds, and so they were 6'7", and that you have to run a half a block to get around these guys so they could get away with these huge splits. Brent Eckley said, yeah, we tinkered with that at first. Doesn't work quite as well at the high school level. So their splits are a little bit more normal splits than the original air raid, but they're not the tight splits that you get with the wedge blocking.
There's so many things go into coaching offensive linemen or whatever. What we used to do is, depending on how smart your defensive lineman is, as an offensive lineman, you try and use your mind to make yourself better. And, if the ball's going to be run inside you, if that defensive tackle or nose or end will go out with you, if you move out, well, you're making your job a little bit easier. Or if the ball's going outside of you, see if you can take him down like that. But, football used to be the game of I play football. Not anymore.
It
isn't. You better be smart. It's these kids need to have a lot of intelligence. In the better years that I've ever had coaching, you had good, smart kids where you told them something one time, it sank in, you didn't have to repeat it. They absorbed it and put it to use on the football field. But, it's football, it's funny how it's really changed. Like I said, I've coached for 40 years, and it used to be more of a power thing. Now it's so much of a finesse type of thing. Oh, you spread offenses. But what Corey's done is gone back to that physical part of it. And you try, and again, we talked about this before in a couple games this year. You adapt whatever your offensive or defensive schemes are according to what kind of players you got. I mean, if Corey had some, blazing speedsters or whatever, he'd be running the spread a lot more than what he has tonight. But, he's got some kids banged up out of the ball game, so he's adapted to what fits his kids best. And, it's been working for him to a certain extent tonight. It's just, it's his injuries, again, like he spoke to Mike down the sideline, when your two outside linebackers are both sitting on the sideline watching, instead of having their pads on being out in the game, it's going to hurt you, and it has hurt him tonight.
A signature win last week, too. I mean, what a great comeback that was, and victory over Dexter, and we really haven't mentioned it a lot, but there's another factor at play. Central is a Class 3 program, and Farmington now has moved up to be a Class 5 program.
Yes.
And that sometimes can be difficult as well. So
yes, it does. I mean, you got a lot more kids to pick from. Number game, play the number game or whatever. But, like I said, Central's might be down in numbers a little bit this year, but whenever you start getting kids banged up, I know I talked to Corey down visiting with him before the ball game, and, before I left, I said, injury situation, are you guys, what kind of shape you guys? And he just kind of shook his head and looked down, and that's tough. I mean, you take your studs out of the ball game, and it limits what you can do on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, Dakota Bowers, Chad Cosby, really instrumental players from the outside linebacker position, and they play that position really where a lot of those running lanes would be, and not to diminish the efforts of Devin Graff and Roderick Greenwald out there as well. They're out there giving their all and have made some nice plays too, but it diminishes your depth a little bit. But I think you think about these two teams have played 8 times in the last 8 or 10 years, and they've split those 8 meetings 4-4 right down the middle, and I think that you have to tip your cap to Brent Eckley and his staff. They've been an unqualified success this year, 6-2 and well on their way to 7-2, and they have Farmington back in the state rankings.
Yeah, I mean, to implement a new schemes on both sides of the ball, new coach coming in and having the success they've had, hats off to them.
All right, let's take one more time out here during halftime on our Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center halftime show. And when we come back, your second half kickoff and also a chat with Farmington headman Brent Eckley right after this.
Since 1941, Busenbark Flooring has been Southeast Missouri's trusted name in flooring. This family-owned business features top-quality carpet, tile, and hardwood, along with countertops, kitchens, and bathrooms, all with expert installation. Need to haul it? Busenbark Trailer Sales has you covered. Come see the large selection of dump trailers, equipment haulers, goosenecks, livestock trailers, and more. Visit busenbarkflooring.com and busenbarktrailersales.com. Or stop by and see everything at the Fairgrounds exit on Highway 67. Why do so many people like working at the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center?
The pay is awesome. What we do for our clients is awesome. The coworkers that we have, the staff, everybody is just, they're all welcoming.
I feel very supported. It's a great network of people that we have working here. We really work together, I think, to try to improve the lives of those that we serve.
The insurance is phenomenal. The cost is minimal. They're good to us. And the benefits are so great, you can't beat it.
Apply today.
When comfort matters, count on Capias Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Capias, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit CapiasHeatingandCooling.com today. Capias Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
Farmington Knights leading the Central Rebels 28-6 here in this Battle of St. Francis County on week number 9 of the high school football season. And we've had so much fun bringing you the action on Parkland Sports Live, having so many great games. Last night a thriller as North County was able to knock off Sullivan. We'll get down to the field with Mike Reeves and Brent Eckley, the Farmington head man, whose Knights looked, well, in my opinion, pretty dang sharp in that first half.
Well, there's very little chance that Coach Barrett has got anything important going on there. So me and you will talk real quick. Just two things. What did you like most about that first half? There were a lot of good things going on for your ball club.
Yeah, I thought offensively we took care of the football. I was pleased with that. I thought we executed pretty well. We didn't have a whole lot of penalties there. Defensively, I was pleased that we made some adjustments because they did some really nice things on offense early on. We just kind of settled in and just kept it in front of us, and we were fortunate there. But our defense did a nice job, kept plugging, and I thought we were physical in the second quarter.
How pleased are you with the depth that your team is showing when you've got a guy or two down here and there? You've got guys who can step in and you don't miss a beat a lot of the time.
Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I'm glad that we're getting that experience, and hopefully we can get some of the other guys back, and that'll really help us down the stretch.
We'll see you post-game.
Okay, thank you.
Guys, right back up to you.
All right, great job, as always, by Mike Reeves. Just a minute away from the second half of play. 28-6 is our score. Farmington on top in this one. And, Coach Schweiss going off the field said, hey, we've got some things to fix in the locker room. And what are some of the things maybe that caught your eye, Coach Stolzer, in the first half that Coach Schweiss might be able to address? You can't fix everything. Farmington's a good team, too. You have to give them credit for that. But what type of things do you think Coach Schweiss maybe was looking at?
Farmington's gotten a lot of yardage out in the perimeter. They're going to have to step up and stop them from getting those big gains on the edge like that. Somebody's going to have to step up and form a little bit of contain or force to run back to the inside to their pursuit because, the speed, if they get outside, Central doesn't have the kids that can run down the Farmington players, so if they push it back inside, they're going to stand a lot better chance of making the tackles.
Couple of scores here as we get ready for the second half. Jackson leading Festus 42-21 at the half. Jackson ranked 4 in Class 6. Festus ranked 4th in Class 4. And another state-ranked battle. St. Genevieve, a 17-0 lead at the half over Caruthersville. Caruthersville, the 7th-ranked team in Class 2. St. Genevieve, the 9th-ranked team in Class 3, both 7-1. That'd be a nice win for the Dragons, Coach.
It'd be a big win for them. Caruthersville's pretty good. Playing down at their place, a long ride, that'd be a great ride home to get those guys.
We thank you so much for joining us for our Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center halftime show on our Capayas Heating and Cooling third quarter reset. It's Farmington 28, Central 6, and Farmington receiving the second half kickoff. Graff knocks this one up in the air. It's a short one, and the running back Hudson Buchanan grabs it on his knees, and that Farmington offense, which didn't miss a beat in the first half, back out on the field to start this second half of play. The Farmington offense 4 for 4 in that first half of play. Not only 4 for 4, but, Coach, they even actually managed the clock well on that last drive, really not giving Central much to work with after that.
No, it's just...
Tinsley, the quarterback, puts Isaac Fripp in motion. It's the option play right side. Fripp finally tracks it down. In fact, was it Fripp that got it back? It was a play that Central actually defended very well, forced Farmington to a tough spot, and Tinsley's pitch a little bit away from Fripp on a loss of 4 yards.
That's a danger running an option offense. Kinsey kept that thing to the last minute and pitched back, and the hook up the pitch went astray a little bit, and they lost 5 on it.
It seems like if you're going to run the option offense, Coach, run the option offense, right? If you tinker with it, then it's hard to do because it's all timing.
Yes. That was the first pitch in the night. The couple of times they've run it before, Tinsley's kept it both times.
Tinsley whips the ball over to the left side. That's to Buchanan as a running back. He's got a first down and more, slamming his way out across that 35-yard line. Beg your pardon, not a first down. He did gain 10, but it'll bring up a third and a long 3 or a short 4. So Buchanan with his first catch. In fact, according to the numbers, his first catch of the year. 120 yards passing for Tinsley. Buchanan runs the ball. This will be a first down, and Buchanan with, once again, a very big hole along that right side. A gain of 8, and Buchanan now with 85 yards rushing, and his running mate Walker Lout with 83 yards rushing, and they both have exactly 6 carries. Farmington stepping on the accelerator right here. They want to run it quick, throw it off to the right side. Pass is complete to Isaac Fripp, but Central covered it very well, and it's a loss of a yard. Good work by the big defensive lineman Silas Richardson at 265 pounds. Hey, nice job getting out there.
Yes, very nice.
So Fripp does catch it, but it's for a yard loss. And the Knights taking a look at a second down right here. Give it back to Buchanan up the gut. We've seen Farmington's biggest gains come from outside the tackles, but that time it was Lout, beg your pardon, not Buchanan. Lout, who gains 6 yards.
So they've been getting, decent yardage on the inside. It just, their gains are such big gains on the outside, kind of dwarf the nice 5-6 yard gains on the inside.
We've not seen very many third down and longs for the Farmington Knights. They hand it off on 3rd and long, and Lout has an alley to run through and then takes 2 would-be tacklers with him down inside of the 35-yard line. A gain of 17 yards for Walker Lout, and he's over 100. That's a good combination of blocking speed and power.
Yes. First touching, he gained probably 8-9 yards after that.
106 yards rushing for Lout now.
Farmington's back to running fast again.
Buchanan, play action fake to him. And there's a pump fake and now a deep shot. And Tinsley put it right on the money. Touchdown Fripp. What a throw by Tinsley. 33 yards, Tinsley to Fripp. And that thing was covered well, but Farmington just beat some good defense. 34-6 Knights with 9:07 remaining in the third.
That is a 33-yard strike by the Farmington Knights.
Make it 5 people.
5 people scoring
5
touchdowns.
people scoring touchdowns here. Tinsley held on to that ball a long time, gave a fake pump, faked handoff, fake a punt, and what a catch in the end zone.
Oh, wow.
Central's D-back was right there on him.
Devin Graff was with him step for step. And you've got to just tip your cap to Fripp, who just went up and took it away. 35-6, Knights leading the Rebels. 9:07 remaining in the third. Back after this on Parkland Sports Live. So we come back to the action, 35-6, Farmington leading Central. Mike Reeves, you're down on the field right there. A case where the Central's defense looked to be in the right position. Farmington just basically ran better offense.
Sometimes you can out-execute a team, right? And, Coach, we put you up there for a reason. I love that you pointed out how he held onto the ball, waited, because he kind of faked out to the flat and then delivered a strike. And I think that little bit of extra time holding onto the ball made all the difference in the world.
Yeah, it did. I mean, he faked the handoff, he pumped to the outside for a little quick screen outside. Next thing you know, down to the end zone.
Deep kick to Brody Cole. He's got Knights all around him, and they'll swarm him down to the 19-yard line. For the Knights, they'll have a week off before they'll have to play again by virtue of being the top seed in their district in Class 5 District 1. Just a 7-team district. If it was an 8-team district, everybody has to play. Top seed gets a bye with a 7-team district. For Central, there's a lot of math between now and then. We don't know exactly where they'll be.
A lot of head scratching.
Central football, they run the Wildcats offense. 2 running backs in the backfield. This is August Black. Black wades toward the middle and taken down by safety Jackson Tinsley after a gain of a pair. See, these safeties are actually making a lot of these tackles because everyone is just slammed so close to the line of scrimmage.
Inside, I mean, they're getting in on the pile, and they're not. It's like Black. He's strong enough. He's not going to get tackled by a hand. You're going to have to get your body and shoulder into him to tackle him. So D-backs are coming up making a lot of tackles, as you said.
A couple of subs for the Knights. I'm not positive they got their subs off in time, but there was no flag early. Now there's a late flag. It was a gain of 4 yards. And then Brody Pigg is thrown backward after that. Looks like they'll maintain the carry and then tack on some yards.
Tacking on 15.
Unnecessary roughness there. First run of the game for Pigg. 15-yard penalty against the Knights.
Yeah, guys, that was Caleb Leask with that penalty. He just a little extra there at the end as he kind of threw him down onto his back after the officials deemed that the play had been whistled dead long enough that extra effort to put him on his back was not necessary.
They don't let you do what the old-time coaches say, hit through the echo of the whistle anymore. And now we go back to the Wildcats offense. Brody Pigg was in for a play. And you've got Black and Foster as the tandem backfield. Black, the runner, pushes forward for a pair. And I'll tell you what, Coach, as Black gets the 2 yards, against a lesser team, against a lesser defense, Central, and we've seen it before, if you can draw them in tight, if you can peel a hole, there's nobody left to tackle you. But Farmington has been gap sound, though.
Yes. The one time the safety made the tackle, I thought the Central kid was going to break free, but
2nd and 8, and it's Pigg actually in this. Well, I guess if he's a quarterback, we can't. Well, I guess we shouldn't call it a Wildcats offense if he's in there, but it was the same look, and he gained 4 yards. So Brody Pigg has a nice carry.
Yeah, they're running Pigg right now, and before you know it, there's going to be a little fake here or whatever. He's going to pull out and throw the ball. 3rd and 4,
and Pigg actually comes out, and they'll run in Nick Fowler. We've seen Nick Fowler serve as one of those tandem running backs as well. 6:48 on the clock. It's a 35-6 advantage for the Knights. And now here's August Black, and it's exactly what we talked about. He beats the initial line and races all the way to the end zone. August Black for 55 yards. 55. And he puts it in the end zone, giving Central its second score of the game. 6.5 minutes remaining in the third. 35-12 now, Farmington leads. And here's an example of exactly what we were kind of alluding to, Coach.
Gets a little hit of steam, breaks a couple of hand or arm tackles, and away he goes. Black's got some wheels on him too. Farmington's kid was closing in on him.
That was McCarthy.
McCarthy, the fastest guy in the team, almost caught him.
Yeah. If it was perhaps a 70-yard try, maybe McCarthy would have caught him, but he scores from 55. The extra point goes wide left, but a good play for the Central Rebels as they pop 1-3 from double nickels. 6:31 remaining in the third. 35-12. Farmington leads. Back after this on Parkland Sports Live.
Looking for your next car, truck, van, or SUV? Point to Pettis. At Pettis Automotive, service, affordability, and selection are more than just words. They're the foundation of everything they do. You'll see the selection when you drive by any of their 3 locations. You'll feel the affordability when you talk to their experienced sales team. And you'll love the service every time you come in for maintenance. New or pre-owned, from Farmington to Fredericktown to DeSoto, point to Pettis. Visit pettisauto.com. Point to Pettis.
Central drawing everybody into the box with the tight formation and the insistence to run the ball. And, Coach, will a play like this force Farmington to back their safeties off just a little bit, you think?
No, it just, they're going to have to stop it up on the line of scrimmage like that. It just, Black made a heck of a run there. There were some missed tackles in the game, and you start backing people out, it's going to make Central have a lot bigger bubble to run at.
That's
there.
true.
So,
yeah.
Central made a good play. Nobody's really hurt right now.
Rebels with a big play right there. Farmington with a pretty nice return on that short pop-up kick. Caleb Leask takes it out near midfield. Well, for the Rebels, Coach, they can pop some of those open here in the second half, but for them to get back in it, they're going to have to come up with some stops, and that's what they have not been able to do yet.
Exactly. Farmington, that first series, ran fast again, marched down the field in 3 minutes, went 7 yards in 3 minutes. Right now, they're 60 yards away.
Running back in there is Hudson Buchanan. You've got Tatum Tinsley operating the offense for the Knights. 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Tinsley with a fake. Now he keeps. Tinsley running to the right side, trying to get it around to August Black, but a good sure-handed tackle by August Black. 1-on-1 in the open field. So a gain of only 3 yards for the Farmington quarterback, Tinsley. They've done a pretty, well, I say they've done a pretty nice job on Tinsley. Quite honestly, Farmington just hasn't run Tinsley very much.
No, not much.
3 carries for him and 9 yards. 2nd and 7 for the Knights. Farmington does already have one running back over 100 yards, Walker Lout. Hudson Buchanan is at 85, and he's done that on only 6 carries. The Knights have been very effective running the ball. This is Buchanan now, and Buchanan does manage to spin his way for a 3-yard gain. Rodney Greenwaltz hauls him down.
Okay, here's a big down for Central here. The Farmington needs about 4 yards to pick up first down. They got to hold them here and get the ball back.
The Knights running their offense quickly here. They go to Buchanan, who stumbles before he gets to the hole, and as he recovers, the Rebels are there waiting for him and haul him down to stop him from getting that first down yardage. It'll be interesting to see if the Knights will go for it here.
It looks like they're keeping our offense out on the field.
Buchanan with just a pair there. He has 90 yards rushing. 4th and 3. Nolan Blankenship racing off the field to the right side. Still plenty of time on the play clock, 20 seconds. And a 4th and 3 for the Knights at their own 47-yard line. Fripp the man in motion, fake it to him. They're going to try to go straight up the gut, and they've got a first down. And this is Walker Lout. Walker had a nice jump cut right before he got to the hole. Coach, as Central knifed in, and he jumped just to the side to make a man miss and had enough for the first down.
Kind of surprised. I figured that Farmington would have tried their perimeter where they've been getting most of their yardage on the ground tonight, but instead they got the job done inside.
Little jet sweep fake action for them right there. Tatum Tinsley completes this one to Walker Lout. Walker running to the right side and taken out of bounds for the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 21 to Walker Lout. His 4th catch of the game. And just a kind of a simple pitch and catch. They're not even really an out route, just kind of a little hole in the zone and threw it to him out there. 174 yards passing for Tinsley. Tinsley hands this one off to McCarthy, and McCarthy uses speed to get to the outside, then slams over 2 would-be tacklers and makes it into the end zone. A 30-yard run by McCarthy, and showing his speed and power, but they're going to bring this one back. It's almost like they've saved McCarthy for some big moments, because he was a really tough runner last year. Ran for 144 yards against Central. He ran for 787 last year. He had a 12.5-yard average last year, but they've really kind of focused primarily with him on defense, running that slot. And they feel good about their other runners too. And that's another factor with Brent Eckley, is he really likes to play 2 platoon. He likes to spread it around. He likes to have as many guys on the field as he can contributing, and that also gives guys some rest too.
Yeah, it's another advantage of a Class 5 school. You've got the numbers, you can do that, numbers and talent.
So call it a spot foul, and it was a gain of 8 for McCarthy. McCarthy gets it again. This time he takes it around the right side to the 20, to the 10, and nobody gets close. So McCarthy on back-to-back plays runs into the end zone. No penalty this time, and this one's good from 23 yards out. Let's check out this play. Boy, McCarthy's touched it twice, Coach, and he's been to the end zone both times.
Starts motion away, and then he turns and cuts back, and Farmington did a good job of sealing the perimeter again. That's been something that's really hurt Central tonight. It's Farmington running on the outside. The previous play that he scored on was on the outside. Now this touchdown on the other side of the field, out on the outside again.
McCarthy listed at 6'3", 210, and for a guy that size, as he hits the extra point, he can really move.
As he is.
4 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
42-12. Farmington responds quickly to the Central touchdown. 4:09 remaining in the third. Back after this on Parkland Sports Live.
Looking for top quality custom sportswear and activewear? Look no further than Nouveau Athletic. Nouveau Athletic blends innovative design with affordability, revolutionizing activewear for athletes, teams, and enthusiasts alike. From affordable, high-quality team practice wear to specialty sublimated activewear, Nouveau Athletic has grown to become a leader in sportswear and the industry, especially in cheer. Nouveau Athletic, where passion meets quality in every stitch.
For Nouveau Athletic custom apparel locally, contact Tia Cunningham at 573-701-6015.
Well, McCarthy becomes the first Knight tonight to score 2 touchdowns as they've really spread the ball around. And Mike Reeves, you've seen really a whole host of talent for the Knights get involved tonight.
They've got so much depth. We talked to Coach Eckley a little bit about it at the half. The depth and the people they can throw in and get the job done. Guys, what I've been impressed with, too, is when they've made mistakes, it's been a little bump in the road. They've immediately come back with a big play after a mistake. Twice holding calls, called back long runs, and twice they responded immediately.
Brody Cole returns that one to the 23 or 24-yard line. Great point. McCarthy runs it into the end zone. Holding call, no problem. Runs it in right after that. 85-yard touchdown called back on their first drive, no problem. They drive the length of the field. Mistakes have not been a problem for them in this game. Here's Central with the football, and will they shift to the more passing-oriented offense like they did last week when they were down? No, probably not, I guess, tonight, as they've got their Wildcats offense out there. The deficit perhaps too big. If this is the offense they're going to run the rest of the year, then why not just continue to work on it?
Looks like Farmington, their front's starting to submarine a little bit, trying to crawl in there on all fours or whatever, plug up holes. And that time, the Central back was kind of tripped up about the time he got to the line of scrimmage.
Some new guys in the ball game. Try to get some of those numbers for you as we move along. August Black still the ball carrier. Brady Schweiss in on offense. Devin Graff checking in as well. Brody McIntyre a little bit late on the field as they start to change some personnel. And Pig out there is the quarterback on this 2nd and 9. So Pig back out there, but usually the tendency, Pig gets out there, he's going to throw the ball, and so instead they run it and pick up 5 yards.
Chad, you talked about that Farmington game with Festus last week, how good it was. Well, here's a reason that game was so good. Farmington, every time they've had the ball tonight, touchdown. Jackson's done the same thing up in Festus, and Festus has still managed to put 21 points on the board, but they've now given up 55 of them.
Oh, mercy.
I mean, it is what it is. Jackson's a different breed, but I think that Festus team's going to be a handful.
Yeah, at the Class 4 level, and Jackson's going to be a handful at the Class 6 level, too. And who knows? Who knows about these Knights at the Class 5 level? Running back is turned around and pummeled down right there. That was Nick Fowler. And
met in a hole, nowhere to go that time.
Caleb Leask with a good tough hit there. Gain of a yard by Fowler. 4th and a pair here for Central. This is one of those why not plays, isn't it? What the heck?
Well, deep territory, just what have you got to lose?
Yeah, if you haven't stopped Farmington all night, or you might not stop them from your own 31 or their 31. So let's Brody Pig will spread them out. Put a man in motion. Brody Cole to the left side. Thinks he has a man to open. Now releases it, completes it. But a quick, big hit that time by Jackson Tinsley. And the ball is short of the line to gain. That's pretty nice read and close by a safety right there.
Oh, yeah. Pig didn't have much time to throw that ball either there. He had pressure on him from the onset of that play. He was lucky to get rid of it.
So Farmington now has that short field. 42-12 the score. 1:47 remaining in the third. Oh, I beg your pardon, Coach. They said that was a first down.
Wow.
I beg your pardon. I did not think
I didn't
it
think
was a
he
first
had enough
down
to gain either. I had already turned over my.
Guys, you didn't think he had enough because he didn't. Where they marked that ball was not a first. I'm telling you, he was a foot short.
Here's a look at the replay, Mike, and I thought that the officials waved for the offenses to change sides.
They've got the ball spotted on the 39. It looked like he got to the 38.
33 and a half is where he caught it.
Okay, yeah.
He didn't reach the 34, guys.
No.
He didn't. I mean, I had about as good a view as I could have of it, and he did not get to the 34-yard line.
I mean, it was obvious from up here, too, Mike, that he didn't get it. I had already changed my play sheet over to Farmington.
And Mike, you tell me, I never saw an official extend the right arm to indicate first down.
Nor did I.
And I actually, out of the official nearest me, I thought that I had actually seen him note to the chain gang that we were going with it. So a questionable spot. I'll say this, guys. If it was 12-12 right now, not 42-12, we'd have a big discussion going on.
There might be some more than just discussion.
Well, I apologize, folks. I misstated this situation there.
You misled me, Chad.
I misled everyone. A tip of the cap to Central for getting the first down, apparently.
I'll take you off the hook, Chad. You didn't misinform people. You had it right.
August Black comes on a little crossbuck action and a good gain of 4. August, you know what? There's a highlight for Central. August Black has 122 yards, guys. So he's got most of those were tough yards, but he has the 55-yarder to go along with it. So good work for August Black, and of course he would, as Coach told us earlier, he would credit his line for gaining those yards. Twins to the left, twins to the right side. Brody Pigg out there as the quarterback, so Central's kind of shifted into that mode where they could pass the ball. Black's met in the hole and driven down. I mean, those gray shirts got after him that time. Good work for that. Farmington defense, Chamberlain Tisher.
I think they're a little sore after that first down, possibly. They're saying that's not going to happen again.
I like that name, Chamberlain Tisher. It's a fun one. I like my favorite name this year so far, guys, though, is the quarterback we covered, Jet Black.
Yeah,
what a name. Windsor's quarterback, right? Jet Black.
Was it Windsor or Jefferson?
I thought it was Windsor, yeah. Here's Nick Fowler taking it around the left edge.
Oh, man.
He was able to break one tackle, but not the 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th. And Fowler's taken down behind the line of scrimmage that time. He'll lose a yard.
Well, see what Central does. See if it's going to work again for them this time.
Yeah, what the heck?
They've got 6 to go instead of about 4.
Final play of the third quarter. We'll be back with your 4th. At the end of 3, it's Farmington 42, Central 12. We're back after this on Parkland Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Melton with Hearing Care Partners. Hearing loss doesn't just affect your ears, it impacts conversations, relationships, and daily life. Do you catch yourself nodding along but missing the words? Are you straining to hear in crowded spaces? Don't ignore these signs. If you notice them, come see us. At Hearing Care Partners, our expert team makes it easy to find personalized solutions. A simple test could change everything. Visit hearingcarepartners.com to book your free hearing evaluation today. At Hearing Care Partners, we listen so you can hear.
Folks, we invite you to stick around for our Mac Tech post-game show. We'll have all the stats for you, kind of recap the regular season between these two teams, Central and Farmington. And then, of course, we'll be naming our Domino's Pizza Player of the Game and our Pettis Automotive Player to point to. I've already got a couple of ideas in my head, so Mike and Coach Stolzer, you guys be thinking on who you might want to hand some of those awards out to.
I'm probably going to agree with you, Chad. We talked about it earlier, and yes, we're both looking, shaking our heads, yeah. We'll let you give the verdict at the end of the game.
That offensive line has been awful good for Farmington. So the punt crew coming on for Central, Nick Fowler. Farmington playing a safe defense here, not putting a return man back. And Fowler has really a Farmington hop as it kind of spins back toward the Rebels as the Knights will have the football at their own 41-yard line. If Farmington can score here, they would activate that running clock. The margin 30 points right now, 11:53 remaining in the fourth quarter as we just began our final frame. Tatum Tinsley comes back out. Tinsley played quarterback early in his career. He's kind of a backup. He was a freshman guy. And then the Knights had some other quarterbacks they really liked, of course. Brett Dry was a dynamic athlete for them at the position. And then when Brett Eckley came, he said he didn't know exactly who would play quarterback, but it became pretty obvious early on to him that Tatum Tinsley was an extremely hard worker. He was a great leader on this team, and then also had the skills to play quarterback, and he's done a nice job for this squad.
Wasn't he a tight end last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. And a safety. Now they don't play him on defense anymore. But he was a really nice defensive player for the Knights as well. Hudson Buchanan, the running back for the Knights right here, takes it through the guards, puts his head down, and blasts his way ahead for 5 yards. Farmington already has 100-yard rusher, and Walker Lout, he has 110, and Hudson Buchanan trying to join him on that list. Hudson's got 10 carries for 96 yards, so not only the totals look pretty good, but the averages look pretty good for these two as well. This is Lout with the football. He cuts back, eludes a tackle, and now headed down the left side. Finally spun down inside of the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 18 yards for Walker Lout. He's up at 128 now for the game. He's taken the game-high lead from August Black, who has 122. Flag on the play. The officials pointing toward the Farmington side. So we'll see what they do to unravel this thing. The original line of scrimmage was the Farmington 48-yard line. They'll actually march this off against the Rebels, so the yardage stands up and then tack on 5. Face mask there.
Coach, I got a question for you. How well do you remember the whiteboard, using that as a coach to draw things up? Yeah, they don't have that anymore.
No, it's...
I
remember those things.
I've seen nothing but iPads and television screens.
Yeah, it's crazy how technology has taken over things or whatever, but I've seen a lot of changes. I coached for 40 years and saw a lot of changes in that time.
Walker Lout blasts up the middle for 8 yards. And once again, Canterbury, Fripp, Farrell and company doing a great job along that offensive front. This is Lout again, and Lout was tagged that time. Wesley Williams taking out a little frustration right there, really with a quality hit. Gain of 2 for Lout. 138 yards for Lout. With that run, Lout has now more than doubled his output for the season.
Wow.
30 carries, 135 coming in. He now has 138 for the game. So, good game for Walker Lout. False start for the Knights.
He's gotten his chance, and he's proven his worth tonight.
There you go. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Here's a quick look at what just happened. As Farmington got lined up.
He's ready to go.
Nolan Blankenship said, let's get this play underway. Tatum Tinsley back to pass under heavy pressure, rolls to his right. Did he have a receiver in the area? I believe he did.
There's one coming back.
Yeah, Corbin Phillips. It's a good play by a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, he gets rid of that ball in a hurry, whether he's running backwards, sideways, forwards, standing in the pocket. A lot of athleticism. No wonder Coach Eckley put him there.
After our game on our Mac Tech post-game show, Mike Reeves will catch up with the coaches, Brent Eckley and Corey Schweiss, and still much, much more to do this season for both of these teams. Central's already knocked off the number 1 seed in their district, Dexter, so they've got to feel like, hey, we can do some damage, and Farmington is the number 1 seed in their district. Here's a shot to the end zone. Tatum Tinsley trying to find Isaac Fripp, and either overthrew him by a couple of inches or just didn't make the connection. So Knights give it over on downs right there. And this for Central, Coach, that's their first stop of the game.
They finally held them.
And in so doing, we remain with the regular clock. To me, that's always a pride thing. Like you don't want the running clock against you. It's always a pride thing. Central had a couple of runners that were on track for 100 yards. We haven't seen Karis Foster run the football in the second half. So we hope that young man is okay. Brody Pigg takes off. He breaks the tackle and gains a yard over to the right side. Broke through the grasp of Bryce Busenbark right there and gains a yard. Pigg with 3 carries. He's got 10 yards.
Farmington's outside linebacker did a good job of staying home and sitting out there waiting. He didn't take off with all the fakes in the backfield.
They adjust the yardage and say 4-yard carry for Pigg right there. Short 4, a long 3. Take your pick. 8:55 and counting down in the fourth quarter. And the Knights have controlled this game 42-12. The score with Farmington on top. They've been ahead in this ball game since their first score.
Illegal procedure.
And for these Rebels, Coach, they're really still kind of in the process of figuring out the best way for them to operate.
Well, it's just, they're down by several scores now, and, again, go back to their conventional, get Pigg in there and throw the ball and pick up some bigger chunks of ground instead of just trying to run it 4 or 5 yards at a time.
A couple of Brodies on the left side. McIntyre and Cole, and Pigg looks for the bomb to Nick Fowler and connects, and Fowler grabs it and takes it all the way down to the 23-yard line, a gain of 52 yards. That was a thing of beauty right there.
It was. Heck of a toss and heck of a catch.
61 yards receiving for Nick Fowler, and I mean Pigg put that thing right on his hands. Great work by the Rebels. The coverage just a step behind.
I didn't see who it was, but somebody was more wide open than what he was. The outside man was.
Really nice job. Quarterback keep for Pigg, stumbles, but then finds a hole. And he's down inside of the 25 and down to the 14, in fact. Well done. Brody Pigg with a 9-yard gain. He's got 22 yards rushing. Well, Brody gave him a spark last week, and he's made a couple of fine plays right here to put him in scoring position. Braden Patterson, the backup quarterback in the ball game. We saw him on a trick play against Jefferson, but now he's in as the quarterback. Is Pigg still on the field?
I think I saw him come off.
Okay.
He might have gotten banged up a little bit. Ooh.
There's August Black through the middle. McCarthy grabs him by the hips, but not before he gains 4.
McCarthy's pretty impressive on that side of the ball, too. He made some big licks tonight, and he got a hold of Black and yanked him down to the ground that time.
So for the Knights, Colin Moon checking back in. And now Brody Pigg is back on the field. So one play for Braden Patterson. Pigg back out there as the quarterback on a 2nd and 10. Pigg with a keeper. Black tries to lead block for him. He surges toward the 13, or beg your pardon, the 8-yard line. Gain of 3 for Pigg. Lease calls him down. And we're down to 7 minutes remaining in regulation. 42-12. Farmington on top. And the Central Rebels just came up with their first stop of the ball game on the last possession. And now once again we see Braden Patterson, the backup quarterback, back out there. So every other play right now. So Patterson calls out the signals, puts Brody McIntyre in motion, now throws it into the end zone, and Farmington picks him off. The Knights pick him off, and that was Hudson Buchanan. and then runs it out of the end zone, a forced out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Hudson played that really well. Backpedaled, read the eyes of the quarterback instead of locking on the receiver the whole way and was waiting right there for the ball. Here's a look at the replay, folks.
Okay, there's not a lot of room down there in that corner where they tried to throw the ball.
And did a good job high pointing it as well.
Yes, he did. Good interception.
Mike, was there any read on whether there was an injury to Pig there when he went back and forth, or just trying to shift some personnel and get some guys in there, gain 13 yards for Buchanan?
I saw nothing that indicated he was hurt. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't have something that he's dealing with, but there was no outward indication. Okay. It looked maybe like that was just a little bit more of a strategic, let's give this a try kind of thing. I'll try to get a little better read on that as the rest of the game progresses.
Gotcha. Hudson Buchanan over 100 yards now with that last carry. He's got 109, and now tack on a couple more. 111 yards for Hudson Buchanan. And then Walker Lout with 138. You're going to win a lot of games when you have two running backs that have combined for 250. Yeah. Yes. This is Walker Lout to the left side. Around that left tackle, and away he goes. Sprinting along the far sideline out to the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 21 yards for Walker Lout. He's got 159 tonight. 159 for Lout, 111 so far for Buchanan. There's a common denominator in there, folks. The common denominator are the five guys up front. We'll tell you about them after this play. A little sidearm pass to McCarthy. McCarthy breaks two tackles. He's to the left edge, and he's going to do it. McCarthy, with blazing speed, races past all 11 defenders and rips off a 52-yarder. This kid's electric. Here's the replay, folks. I mean, look at this. Simply, it looks like an innocuous crossing pattern or a hitch, and he's just gone.
I mean, he runs back toward the meat of Central's defense, and I think their linebackers were pulled up on the play-action fake. Nice, well executed play.
I mean, he's too big to tackle, and he's too fast to catch.
Yes.
Whew. Another touchdown for Tinsley, his second passing touchdown. Both have gone to McCarthy. Listen to these numbers on the year, folks. Tatum Tinsley, 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He had one bad game where he threw 3. You throw that out, and boy, that's efficient offense. 5:17 remaining in the fourth, 49-12. It's all nights tonight. Back after this on Parkland Sports Live.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Brandon Byington with RE/MAX Best Choice. I'm a proud sponsor of the Parkland area sports. If you love the Parkland as much as I do, I'd love it if you would give me the opportunity to help you find the perfect Parkland property. You can contact me today at 573-747-5349.
Go Raiders. Player or could I get? I was thinking about Farmington's response to their penalties as kind of the, changer there is something different. But if it has to be a player, you can go, I'll think more about it.
Okay. We were thinking offensive line for their Dominoes just because they just,
unsung heroes.
If they're and if they're not actually going to take the certificate and go get anything, that's perfectly good. Because those guys aren't sharing one pizza, boys.
They can have a drawing to see who gets it.
Here's a kick over to the left side.
35.
And Mike, you've been down on the field all night. I mean, Josh McCarthy. I have heard about Josh McCarthy since 8th grade, and he has made many, many fine plays for the Farmington Knights over the years. But he's a junior this year, and we saw him last year, Mike. Remember that Jackson game? Jackson, one of the best Class 6 teams in the state. Jackson didn't have anybody that could catch him when he got to the corner last year, and he just makes some plays on the field that, I mean, you know, you can scheme up all you want, but if you can't tackle the guy or catch the guy, it's a problem.
He is electric in his ability to hit open field and be done. And we talked about it earlier. And guys, you actually probably get a better view of it up there with the angle. The first step, second step, and he's at full speed. That's incredible.
Yes.
For a guy that big. I mean, usually you see that at a smaller guy. I mean, you know, like the Royce Harrises of the world that Farmington had. I mean, he was at full speed before he started almost. But when you're 6'3", 205, whew, to do that is super impressive. 4:55 and counting on this fourth quarter clock, 49-12. Knights lead. Central got to stop. Central, they can move the ball on anybody. It's kind of maintaining and finishing these drives with this offense.
Consistency. Yeah. Well, Pig's back out in the field, so obviously he's okay.
It's good to see. So maybe that answers our question, Mike. Just you know, give Patterson a few plays. Yeah, you bet, especially in a game like this. See what you can do.
Central's missing a player, I think.
So Pig rolls to the left side, and this one's underthrown and picked off, and Farmington takes it the other way. It's going to be a pick six for the Knights all the way back to the end zone. Kendall Wright makes it happen. A 35-yard pick six by Kendall Wright. Just read the route and jumped it.
It looked like Central only had 10 people on the field that time.
Oh, I wonder if they did. What a break on the ball by Kendall Wright. And Kendall, it's hard to catch those guys when they pick it off like that. They're already going full speed the other way. And the Knights 55 and the Rebels 12. 4:13 remaining in the fourth quarter. So we've got the running clock now. The snap there, the hold is down, and McCarthy sends this one up and through. 56-12. 4:13 remaining in the fourth. Back after this on Parkland Sports Live.
It's the memories made during a weekend with the girls, a family adventure, or a Sunday stroll in historic downtown. At First State Community Bank, we have a strong passion for small business owners and the students and families who live, work, and play here. Our passion for them runs deep because this is our community too. First State Community Bank. Success starts here.
Central's only got 10 guys. They got their 5 interior linemen. They got a 3-by-1, and the quarterback back there to missing either running back or another wide.
So, you know, you think about, well, they have one fewer guys to protect or catch. In this case, they had one fewer guy to be a tackler on the other end after the interception occurred. 4:13 remaining in the fourth quarter, 56-12. Knights on top. The Knights, this is not their highest scoring output of the year, by the way. The Knights put 60 points on St. Clair. So the Knights have been up in this territory in other games. 49 points against Poplar Bluff, 42 against Sykeston. The Knights put 49 up against Union. Farmington actually averaging 41 points per game. And look at this difference. Last year, 27.8 points a game.
Wow.
So you're talking about a 23 point or a 13-point improvement from last year. A big jump for them.
Who's that from?
What's the St. Genevieve score, Coach? What's the latest on that
23-3 with 6 minutes left in the ball game.
So St. Genevieve leading Caruthersville. Here's a run up the gut. And Brody Pig tackled after a 3-yard gainer. Brody's run the ball here in the second half a few times. 6 carries for him and 28 yards. So Pig jogs over to the sideline. Coaching trust giving Braden Patterson some opportunities here in the second half. 2nd and 8 for the Rebels. Ooh, this is actually the third quarterback that we've seen Kellen Welsh. So the ball not cleanly there on the exchange.
Brought down by number 27, Peyton Mucci.
A loss of 5 yards. The clock moving quickly now. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in our ball game. Patterson, quarterback now. 2 wides to the left with a slot and 1 wide to the right side. Here's Welch. Hey, good gainer by Welch. Nice job. A 9-yard pickup.
St. Genevieve just scored again, and they're leading, I think it was 29-3 with only a few minutes left in that ball game.
Well, they're well on their way.
29-3 with 2.5 to go.
It'll be a happier bus ride, won't it?
Oh, yes.
Braden Patterson.
Be interesting to see what goes on in that district too. Valley of St. Gen was in first. Lift for Life was ahead of St. Gen, and be interesting to see what goes on in that district.
Class 3 district. Valley, the second-ranked team in Class. About that, St. Genevieve with 2 teams ranked in the top 10 in Class 3. Valley is second, and St. Genevieve there at 8th. Or 9th, I beg your pardon. St. Gen 9th. Valley playing St. Pius tonight. We haven't heard a score on that one yet, have we? St. Pius 4-4. Valley marching on at 8-0 coming into tonight's action. 45 seconds remaining in our ball game, and Farmington bouncing back well after that loss at Festus. A loss that they just about pulled out in that final play of the ball game. Here's Patterson looking deep off the middle of the field and off the shoulder pad that time of Brody McIntyre. That was a bullet. That was a great pass.
Wide open, yeah, very good pass, wide open.
If he's hunting ducks, that's a dead duck right there. But
well, that was a final play of the ball game.
56-12. The score, and the Farmington Knights end the regular season at 7-2 under the first year of head coach Brent Eckley. For the Central Rebels, 5-4 during the regular season. Farmington is the top seed in Class 5 District 1. They'll get next week off, and then they'll wait and see who wins between Fox and Miller Career Academy. They'll be at home throughout district play. For the Central Rebels, there's a lot of math between now and then. There's a log jam in their district, so
it'll be a long night for Coach Weiss, trying to just wait and see where his Rebels are gonna be at next week. Who they're gonna play, what seed they're gonna get. I'm sure there's several districts throughout the state. There's gonna have to be some serious math done as far as who's gonna be in what seed, and it'll be interesting.
We'll crunch the numbers for you, and we'll have interviews with the head coaches. We'll get Coach Stolzer's thoughts on our Mac Tech postgame show. We'll do that on the other side of this timeout on Parkland Sports Live. Farmington wins 56-12.
Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling has the equipment and know-how to get that job done right. They dig basements, ponds, lakes, roads, and clearings and haul in the rock. Check out Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling's commercial work at Domino's in Farmington and Fredericktown and Leadbelt Motorsports. Call Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling today at 701-3258. That's 701-3258. Life can feel like an uphill climb, but no one has to face it alone. Everest Counseling, based in Farmington, has been empowering individuals and families for over 20 years, offering support through life's toughest challenges. Specializing in at-risk youth and serving rural communities, the experienced and compassionate team provides the guidance and the tools necessary to thrive. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, trauma, family conflicts, or just need someone to talk to, Everest Counseling provides personalized services to meet your needs. Contact Everest Counseling today at 573-330-4452.
Since 1941, Busenbark Flooring has been Southeast Missouri's trusted name in flooring. This family-owned business features top-quality carpet, tile, and hardwood, along with countertops, kitchens, and bathrooms, all with expert installation. Need to haul it? Busenbark Trailer Sales has you covered. Come see the large selection of dump trailers, equipment haulers, goosenecks, livestock trailers, and more. Visit busenbarkflooring.com and busenbarktrailersales.com, or stop by and see everything at the Fairgrounds exit on Highway 67.
Farmington wins tonight, week number 9, final game of the regular season here at Hale Memorial Stadium, 56-12 over the Central Rebels. Farmington closing the regular season at 7-2, Central at 5-4. Thanks for joining us for our MacTech postgame show. Ready to roll up your sleeves, dive into a hands-on career? Mineral Area College, ready for you. Their MacTech industry and technology programs are all about getting to work and making things happen. Welding, HVAC, auto tech, construction, and more. Take the first step to a fulfilling career in a MacTech program. Apply today at mineralarea.edu. We'll try to hear from the coaches on our MacTech postgame show. We'll be handing out our awards as well, our Domino's Pizza Player of the Game and our Pettis Automotive Player 2.2. We've had a great time on Parkland Sports Live this year, and all came about because of the creation of the Parkland Podcast. Jason Lowry, Mark Tody bring you the Parkland Podcast live every Saturday morning on Facebook and YouTube. Local news, events, sports, and interviews with local news makers. If it's happening in the Parkland, you'll hear about it on the Parkland Podcast. Live every Saturday morning and available to stream or download wherever you get your podcast. We had a Mark Tody spotting, actually, for a while up here.
You know, we were up here right for the ball game. Somebody come up and poked me in the ribs. I thought, whoa, somebody not liking what I'm saying on here. Turn around, it was my little buddy Mark Tody. I hadn't got to see him for a while. It's always good to see Mark. I always stay in contact with him. We go back a long ways. I got to know Mark when he first started at the Farmington station. He did several of our games whenever he was doing the broadcasting, and of course talked to him many times on the End Zone show, and been good friends ever since. And like I said, I saw he had a post on Facebook today where he went and visited his chair today. So told him I was glad to see that him and his chair are both still surviving. But
Mark Tody, the old rib poker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always good to see Mark. Always good to see Jason Lowry, too. Those guys did a great job. Always enjoy listening to their podcast or watching them on Facebook.
Do a great job. We'll run through the final numbers here on our MacTech post-game show. And Mike Reeves down in the field, of course, and be joined by the coaches before we're all said and done. Let's go ahead and check out the stat sheet, though. The Farmington Knights gained 536 yards tonight, and they split it up with 310 on the ground and 226 through the air. They have a pair of 100-yard rushers this year, and neither guy that rushed for 100 yards is either the starting running back or the team's leading rusher.
Yes.
And that, as much as anything, points to kind of what they do on offense. Everybody eats. Their leading rusher on the year, Tatum Tinsley. Their starting running back, Coy Fripp, injured. So what do? They say, Hudson Buchanan, here's the ball. Hudson Buchanan goes for 12 carries and 111 yards. Walker Lout goes for 13 carries and 159 yards. You get contributions from Tatum Tinsley, 9 yards on 3 carries. And then Josh McCarthy. Didn't touch it much, but scored a touchdown, rushed for 31 yards. So let's go down to Mike Reeves and Corey Schweiss.
Thank you so very much, gentlemen. And I know you said coming in there were some things you knew would be difficult for your club to try to deal with tonight. All said and done, though, is this just kind of one that they talk about flushing games and moving on to the next one? Is that the best way to handle this one?
Yeah, for sure. We'll flush it. I mean, we were outmatched tonight. I mean, the injuries didn't help, but it probably wouldn't have mattered. I mean, that's a good football team. We knew it coming into it. They're a really good football team, got some really good players, and obviously have a really good coach. So we had our hands full coming over here tonight. We knew that, and we didn't help ourselves with a lot of things we did. But we held Karras in the second half. He tweaked a little bit of his hamstring, so we didn't want to take any chances. I don't think hopefully it's nothing any serious. But at the end of the day, at that point, we were just trying to get out of here as healthy as we could.
Season, generally, people think of regular season and then postseason. Well, you get the regular season out of the way, so probably not fair 5 minutes after it ended, but how would you kind of assess how the regular season went for this group? Did you get out of them as much as you wanted to get? Did they overachieve? Did they underachieve? What do you generally think from a regular season perspective?
Well, I'm a realist. I looked at the schedule before the season started, and I thought, well, we have to win our first three. I mean, if we're going to have a season that we can look back on and think, we're going to be, proud of or whatever from a record standpoint. I'm always proud of the guys. I mean, I think they do what we ask them to. But from a record standpoint, I knew we had to win our first three. We were lucky to win one of those three. And then, our last 6 games we knew were going to be tough for us this year. Our schedule is really hard. And I thought if we could win 2 out of those 6, it probably wouldn't be a bad season for us, regular season, if we could end up 5-4. We were fortunate again, probably in a couple of those wins that we did get. One was by 1 and one was by 3. So, the 4 teams we lost to, they're really good football teams. Valley and St. John ranked real high. Farmington's going to be ranked in Class 5, and St. Dominic's undefeated in Class 6. So, the way we lost some of those games is what was disappointing. The Valley game we competed real hard. And I think in the St. John game and this game we didn't compete very much. Even the St. Dominic game I thought we competed, but for the most part the season, it's not a terrible season considering what we were dealing with.
If you look at the next step, which is district play, and then wherever it goes from there, as well as I do, if you win your next 3, tonight will be forgotten about real fast. This thing's wide open. We talked about it way back when you were playing Potosi. I guess that's the way you're going to view it, is there's about 3, 4, 5 of you that all have a legitimate chance, and just put them on the field and see how it plays out, regardless who your opponent ends up being.
Well, I tell you, we were 9-0 a lot of years, and we were, in the year we won the state championship, we were 6-3. So, it doesn't really matter at this point what the record is. Everybody's 0-0 now, so it didn't matter if we were 9-0 at this point or 5-4. So, I'm just telling you, we've got a shot, and our kids know we've got a shot. It's hard to beat a good team twice, so. I think those teams will probably have an edge from a mental standpoint going into those games because, they're going to want revenge if we get a chance to play either of those teams. But we've got a game next week that's obviously going to be the most important moving forward. I don't think we're going to get a bye. I don't know. Couldn't have got a bye if we didn't win tonight. So we're going to have a game next week, so we can't look down the road, and we're going to have to go wherever we're going to have to go to play them, and we're going to take one game at a time, and hopefully we're still playing in 3 or 4 weeks.
Let you go with that. Best of luck moving forward, and thanks for everything all season.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
Guys, that is Corey Spice, head coach of Central Rebels. Again, they'll wait it out and see where they play next, who they play next, but they know they've got as good a chance as any going into that district for sure.
We'll let Mike Reeves find Brent Eckley as we continue to look at the stat sheet. We gave you the Farmington side of the ledger. Tip of the cap for August Black. He runs for 126 yards tonight on 19 carries. Kind of lost his running mate, Karis Foster, as you heard Coach say. They held Karis out the second half, just a tweak on the hammy. 7 carries for Karis and 49 yards. Nick Fowler ran 7 times for 13 yards and 28 yards rushing for Brody Pigg on 28 tries. Welch got a couple of carries for 4 yards. Brody completed 5 passes for 71 yards tonight. Boy, he threw a great pass to Nick Fowler late in this game, and Nick ended up with 3 catches and 62 yards. We've got some hardware to hand out. Our Domino's Pizza player of the game. Domino's Pizza, delicious, customizable, brings people together. Call your local Domino's. Go online, Domino's.com, or download the Domino's app today. Carry out or delivery. Your local Domino's, Farmington, Park Hills, Bonne Terre, Fredericktown, Potosi, and St. Genevieve. I like this decision, Coach. Isaac Owen, Scott Fripp, Matt Canterbury, Connor Farrell, Jackson Boyd will let you fight over the pizza. You are our Domino's Pizza player of the game, the offensive line for the Knights.
Thought it'd be a good scuffle. I mean, they could be buddies and each of them get a little piece of the pie. But, these guys are unsung heroes, Tinsley had all kind of time tonight to throw the ball. Of course, he did a great job getting rid of it when he did have a little pressure. But, those guys did a great job of blocking. It's, give them something that they're not accustomed to getting. You won't read in the stats about how many yards they had or this or that. So I think it's a good decision by both of us.
I too. Well, let's go over our player to point to. And Mike Reeves gave us an idea on this. I think we've kind of figured it out. Our player to point to is going to be a player that kind of helped embodied whenever Farmington made an error, a holding call here or there, they responded. And the player to point to is going to be Josh McCarthy, because he's a guy that ran for a touchdown. The Farmington had a holding call. The very next time he got the ball, the very next play, he ran for a touchdown there. So he's going to be our player to point to, Josh McCarthy. That's courtesy of Pettis Automotive. As we head back down to the field with Mike Reeves and the winning head coach, Brent Eckley, who has now turned in a 7-2 regular season in his first year with Farmington and got him back in the top 10 in the state rankings.
Coach, rock solid performance. A lot of things that you did really well. I know you like that going into district play. You want to be playing well. Your thoughts on that one?
I thought our kids played hard. I thought we tackled better than last week. We took care of the ball for second week in a row, forced a couple turnovers. I was really pleased with our defensive guys. They were able to get stops, which allowed us to kind of extend the lead, and Park Hills couldn't do exactly what they wanted to do at that point. And I thought that was really critical. Defensively, it just kind of took the pressure off us, and there was a lot of those guys in there and getting cut. Unsung heroes, but they did a really nice job.
Like that you used the word unsung heroes, because we also noted your guys up front on the offensive side of things, the boys that were doing the dirty work. Yeah. You had some tremendous holes to run through. You had time to throw the ball when you wanted to. A few of your touchdowns, your guys were untouched going to the end zone. How good were they tonight?
Offensive line was good. We were solid. We had a couple pops in there where I was a little bit frustrated with them, but for the most part, man, they were really solid and covered things up. And I thought we were explosive. I think we probably averaged 12 or 14 yards a play, which you do that. It's tough to get beat.
I was talking to Corey Schweiss about this just a moment ago. High school season obviously has two segments. There's a regular season, and then you get to district and playoff time. Yeah. Just assessing the regular season alone, not looking ahead at all, did the Knights do as much as you had hoped for, or even more coming into the year now that the first 9 games are finished?
Sure, they did more than what I was hoping for or expecting, back in January. After seeing the work that we've put in and the way they've developed and grown, my expectations probably raised. So I remember, you got to be happy. 7-2 seasons is pretty good. I felt like kind of gave one away last week, but we played against a good team, and it was good to be in a battle with them. So that was good. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I hope we can get some guys back that are a little bit dinged up right now, and I think that that'll go towards us maybe having some success in the postseason.
Speaking of postseason, what is the biggest difference between the first 9 and now what you're about to get into in terms of whether it be intensity, execution? What is different about postseason, or can you approach it and say it's not different, it's still football? How do you kind of approach that? Because you've had a lot of success as a coach in that postseason format.
I would like to think that it's not much different. It gets a little colder, but it's not a lot different. We told the guys, before a game, it's like, win or lose, both teams got another game. But our next game we play won't be that way. Somebody be checking them in. And so there's just a little bit of more desperation there when you start looking at the playoffs, especially versus evenly matched teams. If they're teams that there's a big gap between them, then usually the team that's not supposed to win lays it down pretty quick. But when it's two close teams, boy, it's hotly contested right down the wire.
Last one for you, and I thought this as I watched your group, and I've watched some film, and now I've seen you in person 2-3 different times. Your teams historically will usually throw the ball and have a lot more success maybe through the air than on the ground. You've been balanced, but this team this year, a lot more, I don't say a lot, but more yards on the ground than through the air. A little different from what you're used to seeing, but very effective. Your thoughts on that?
It has a little bit to do with personnel, and it has a little bit to do with what we're seeing. Defenses have changed a little bit, and they've started to match up a little bit more with spread offenses, and they're all trying to play a lot of too high so that they eliminate some of those downfield passes. So you got to be a little bit tighter with how you throw it. When the team can play 3 down and they drop 8, there's a bigger chance for you to throw a pick because there's tighter windows. And so we end up running a little bit more than what we used to. And so some of it's personnel. We're built a little bit more towards running it than throwing it. And then some of it's what we're getting.
Best of luck to you moving forward. Thanks for everything you've done with us throughout the regular season. We do appreciate it, and good luck to you.
Thanks so much. Appreciate what you do.
Guys, back up to you as we wrap up our post-game report. That is Brent Eckley, head coach of Farmington Knights, 7-2 regular season. Now the big prizes out there for the schools that are looking at district and beyond, so it should be a lot of fun.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Great work down there. And as we sent it to you, we named Josh McCarthy as our player to point to. He kind of embodied that idea, Mike, that you came up at Farmington. They didn't face much adversity tonight, but whenever they did make just a few mistakes, he ran for a touchdown, a holding penalty, gave him the ball right back, and he ran one in again. Coach Josh, we talked about him. Here's a guy that can really just make a play. Josh McCarthy on offense tonight touched the ball 5 times. He had 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's the type of explosive talent that we're talking about. McCarthy came up with a lot of big hits on defense, and by the way, he made every extra point he attempted to. I mean, he really contributed in a lot of facets.
Big part of their football team.
Guy contributed in a multitude of ways. So 56-12 is our final score tonight. The Farmington Knights end their regular season a 7-2. They'll have a bye, and then they'll kind of join the action in the semifinals of district play. For Central, we'll have to kind of wait and see what the math does, so where and who they will play to start district play. Next week they close the regular season at 5-4. Great work once again and all season long by Jacob Towers, our engineer, and also Wyatt Colley, our cameraman on this operation. Our thanks to Mark Toady and Jason Lowry for allowing us to bring you Friday night football and in some cases Thursday night football on this platform on the Parkland podcast and on Parkland Sports Live. We're looking forward to doing it once again next year and hope to have our team back to cover the games that you love to watch and hear that we bring to you. I've had just an absolute blast this season covering high school football, seeing the talents and efforts of all the young men in our area. We had some great games, some great efforts, and of course some sad times along the way as teams sometimes fall short of those expected and hoped for goals, and that's why they go out and play those games. Good luck to all of our area teams in the postseason. For one last time this season, I'm Chad Speaker, and I hope your home team did well this year. Now I'm going to go join mine.
Why do so many people like working at the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center?
The pay is awesome. What we do for our clients is awesome. The coworkers that we have, the staff, everybody is just, they're all welcoming.
I feel very supported. It's a great network of people that we have working here. We really work together, I think, to try to improve the lives of those that we serve.
The insurance is phenomenal. The cost is minimal. They're good to us. And the benefits are so great, you can't beat it.
Apply today.
When comfort matters, count on Capayas Heating and Cooling. Proudly serving St. Francis and surrounding counties, they are your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer, delivering top quality heating and cooling solutions for your home or business. Founded in 2004 by Chuck Capayas, a family-owned and operated company that you can trust. Visit capayasheatingandcooling.com today. Capayas Heating and Cooling in Farmington, 756-1224.
Looking for your next car, truck, van, or SUV? Point to Pettis. At Pettis Automotive, service, affordability, and selection are more than just words. They're the foundation of everything they do. You'll see the selection when you drive by any of their 3 locations. You'll feel the affordability when you talk to their experienced sales team. And you'll love the service every time you come in for maintenance. New or pre-owned, from Farmington to Fredericktown to DeSoto, point to Pettis. Visit pettisauto.com. Point to Pettis.
Do you often ask others to repeat themselves? Is the TV volume creeping up higher? Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Melton, and it could be time to have your hearing checked. Hearing loss happens gradually, making it hard to notice. At Hearing Care Partners, we offer thorough hearing evaluations that uncover even subtle changes in your hearing over time. Early detection can improve your hearing and your life. Start prioritizing your hearing today. Schedule your appointment now at hearingcarepartners.com. At Hearing Care Partners, we listen so you can hear.
Since 1941, Busenbark Flooring has been Southeast Missouri's trusted name in flooring. This family-owned business features top-quality carpet, tile, and hardwood, along with countertops, kitchens, and bathrooms, all with expert installation. Need to haul it? Busenbark Trailer Sales has you covered. Come see the large selection of dump trailers, equipment haulers, goosenecks, livestock trailers, and more. Visit busenbarkflooring.com and busenbarktrailersales.com, or stop by and see everything at the Fairgrounds exit on Highway 67.
Looking for top quality custom sportswear and activewear? Look no further than Nouveau Athletic. Nouveau Athletic blends innovative design with affordability, revolutionizing activewear for athletes, teams, and enthusiasts alike. From affordable, high-quality team practice wear to specialty sublimated activewear, Nouveau Athletic has grown to become a leader in sportswear and the industry, especially in cheer. Nouveau Athletic, where passion meets quality in every stitch.
For Nouveau Athletic custom apparel locally, contact Tia Cunningham at 573-701-6015.
Life can feel like an uphill climb, but no one has to face it alone. Everest Counseling, based in Farmington, has been empowering individuals and families for over 20 years, offering support through life's toughest challenges. Specializing in at-risk youth and serving rural communities, the experienced and compassionate team provides the guidance and the tools necessary to thrive. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, trauma, family conflicts, or just need someone to talk to, Everest Counseling provides personalized services to meet your needs. Contact Everest Counseling today at 573-330-4452. Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling has the equipment and know-how to get that job done right. They dig basements, ponds, lakes, roads, and clearings and haul in the rock. Check out Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling's commercial work at Domino's in Farmington and Fredericktown and Leadbelt Motorsports. Call Matt Stroud Excavating and Hauling today at 701-3258. That's 701-32.
It's the memories made during a weekend with the girls, a family adventure, or a Sunday stroll in historic downtown. At First State Community Bank, we have a strong passion for small business owners and the students and families who live, work, and play here. Our passion for them runs deep because this is our community too. First State Community Bank. Success starts here.
Hi, I'm Brandon Byington with RE/MAX Best Choice. I'm a proud sponsor of the Parkland area sports. If you love the Parkland as much as I do, I'd love it if you would give me the opportunity to help you find the perfect Parkland property. You can contact me today at 573-747-5349.